What's up, guys? Brian here, aka Glowing Soul Eater. You are at the very first episode of the toy review. Now, where do we go from here? If the music is any indication, if you can hear it, Alexa, volume up. If you know a certain band from the early 70s that made their way up the charts, through the billboards and through your amphitheaters and stadiums, you remember a little quartet by the name of Kiss. Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, and Ace Frehley. Better known as the Demon, the Catman, Starchild, the Spaceman. Just four icons of music, of heavy rock music. Black long hair, hairspray, maybe a wig or two, depending on the age now, and black and white makeup. Well, silver if you count Ace Frehley. But you remember all of the costumes, the spikes, the blood, the pyro, the fire. You remember the tongue. You remember everything that there was about Kiss. You remember the Kiss Army. Certain songs that just made you belt out of your freaking jump out of your seats, belt all the freaking lyrics out of your mouth, and just freaking rage up. But did you know that Kiss made more than just music? They made all kinds of memorabilia, shirts, adult novelty items, coffins. But we're not gonna just stop there, because they also made comic books and toys. Yes, in fact, the comic book that they made, they actually included their own DNA in. If you remember going back to the first issue, that they donated a vial of their own blood into the ink. But you didn't know that. So, today, what are we going to review? Today, we are going to review all four of the Todd McFarlane brand Kiss action figures. So we have here, and I will put no order. Well, maybe a little bit of order. Paul Stanley. Alexa next. And of course we got the music playing in the background, courtesy of the Alexa device. And now literally I just pulled these off the wall, so they're a little bit on the dusty side. But, you know, collectibles nonetheless. Gene Simmons with the tongue. Look at that sculpt. Peter Criss. Now this box is open, so it's probably going to age worse than all the other ones. And it's got a good significant inch of dust on it. So it's a little bit on the nasty side, but that's okay. I'll bear through the pain. Peter Criss. And Ace Frehley. Each has a significant amount of articulation. The sculpts are really good. They all have their respective weapons / instruments. Right now I'm holding Ace Frehley. He's got his guitar. He's got a couple other weapons, a little laser gun. It says the guitar transforms into a space shield. Well, I won't put that together here, but you see on the card you have Ace Frehley himself holding the figure. The hair is a synthetic looking natural hair. Black synthetic instead of being painted on. Each of the items are zip tied in. There's a lot of dust on here, guys. But these have been hanging out in my living room for at least 4 or 5 years now, since I bought them. They're nothing really extravagant, but they're just awesome sculpts. And these were actually purchased offline, and they come from want to say Japan. But what do I know about different countries? Not a whole lot. But you have the card on the back of the box with the bubble pack. Got the figure. Got the little character card here, along with a gold or different variety color record. And it basically that it represents their album. So you have Ace Frehley card here, along with the gold album. All of his gear, guitar, laser, and part of his space shield are the two devices here. All that together helps build his space shield. Now these are the Ultra action figures of Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, Ace Frehley, and Paul Stanley, created and produced by MCFarlane Toys. Todd McFarlane is a wonderful creator. He's done Spawn, and then he's also did some of the Universal monsters. You got Dracula, Frankenstein, Werewolf, and Hunchback on the back of this card. But on the back there was the Collectors Club that you could call and be a part of. It was got the number on the back there, which I don't believe is valid anymore. Also, you go to spawn.com to get some of the merchandise. These are 1997, produced in 1997. So this is definitely a back a ways. So like I said, this is Ace Frehley. This is the guitarist for the band. One of the guitarists. Because Paul Stanley was the other. And Gene Simmons was the bass player. Now we got the drummer. We got Peter Criss. This is the one where the box is actually torn. The bubble packaging is separated away from the card, so it's not mint. So got a little bit of tearing. I've actually bought this twice because the first one, the arm was actually broke off on the toy. Collectible, excuse me. So you have the drum sets, you have the drumsticks, you have lances, as well as the card and the album signifying the Peter Criss character. Drum launches drumstick missiles. So you put the drum set together and it becomes sort of a bazooka. Like you have the device here, and then these long spears you put inside of the drum set, the drum like bazooka device that's up here, and you shoot them out. And then you have the shield here that has these gnarly spikes on it, looking like something off of Mortal Kombat. Can you imagine these guys being in Mortal Kombat 11? All four of them? If they were able to do like creative licensing and everything for Kiss and put them in that freaking video game. But also, if you look at the character of Peter Criss, he's got the he's also got the synthetic hair, but he's also got the synthetic fur on the shoulder pads, which represent his Catman character. So you've got lion head shoulder pads, along with the rest of his gear that he normally wears on stage. And like I said, you've got the card, and then you got a black vinyl record. I know, kids, we don't know what those are either. Actually, I do. My dad had a whole mess of vinyl records. And again, it's just like the other ones. All four of them, excuse me, have the same manufactured card, except for on the bottom where it's specific to the character. They have the Spawn, they have the monsters, they have the Collectors Club information, as well as Spawn.com, and they also have Call Comic Shop Locator Service, where you can find the comic stores where they would sell these items. And again, these are the Todd McFarlane Kiss figures. And this is also 1997. All four of them are 1997. Now, since we've gotten those two out of the way, now we get into the bass player, one of the most well-known members of the band, not only because of his status and his show with Shannon Tweed, who's now Shannon Simmons or something to that effect. Excuse me. If you remember the Gene Simmons Crown Jewels, this was the main character of that show, Gene Simmons himself. And Gene Simmons comes complete with the axe. He's got the demon or dragon mic stand, and it wraps around his back when you stand him up. He's got extra gear that connects to the body of the figure. You got the knee pads, you've got the chest piece, and it covers the pectorals. He's obviously got the tongue out. You've got, again, the hair that is synthetic, and you've got the axe base with a little bit of blood detail. And then, of course, you've got the card and the vinyl disc, gold disc of the band, the character. Axe base and winged snake battle staff. And of course, just like all of them, it has the same information on the back. Talking about the Spawn's store, comic book stores, Spawn.com, merchandise for Collectors Club, how to join the Collectors Club, and it has Kiss, Spawn, and the Monsters collection on the back, and along with the information specific to the character and how to connect the armor, connect the weapons, and all that such items that are on here. Basically, it's just all instructions. So that is Gene Simmons, along with the picture him holding his character, and then rolling his eyes back and showing the tongue action like Gene Simmons always does. And that is still mint in box. That is not tearing away from the card. Now, guys, we have the lead singer of Kiss and the guitarist, one of the other guitarists of the band, the lead guitarist of the band, and lead singer, Mr. Paul Stanley himself, the Star Child, named for obvious reasons. So you have shooting star missile fires from guitar. You have the guitar along the side here, along with the projectile that would shoot out from it. And of course you have extra gear that snaps onto Paul Stanley, as he comes with all of his gear normally that you would see him on stage with. Everything's just spikes. And you've got little like Chinese throwing stars over here. And of course, as before, synthetic hair that you saw on all of the other figures. And on the back, it of course says the same exact stuff as all the other ones have, along with the relative figure character instructions on the bottom. You've got the card for Paul Stanley, along with the gold vinyl disc replica. Do we have any other information about one of or whatnot? Again, everything's in Japanese text. And again, these are the Kiss Ultra action figures exclusively produced by McFarlane Toys in 1997. So, you have Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, and finally, last but not least, Ace Frehley. The band started in 1973. The band was once known as the band Wicked Lester. They started out as Wicked Lester before getting together and forming this ultimate band that would change a lot of rock history, along with a lot of people within their time. But the combination of the glitz, the glamour, Hollywood, and everything that had to deal with pyro and fire and spikes and metal and blood and just all kinds of freaking stuff that would get you hard was rolled into this band. And I don't know if anybody has not ever heard of Kiss. I mean, you'd have to be living under a rock if you did not know who Kiss was. But these are definitely up there for anyone who is an avid fan of the Kiss Army. If you are just into the band or anyone from the band, you can get one or all of these awesome figures, but I guarantee you that if you get one, you have to get all four, because they are amazing. They are available on Amazon, any toy store that you can think of online that you would think that they would be at. They are there under somebody's collection section, collectible section. eBay probably be your best bet, or Amazon. I would definitely give these a shot, and if you can find them in really good condition, preferably in mint condition in card, you're probably going to be looking at some money depending on who's selling them, but they are well worth the money. Hopefully you can find some that are holding together, because like I said with Peter Criss, I did buy two, because one had an arm issue where it had separated from the body and it was broken. So I super glued that one and put it back in the box. I did not return it because I'm an idiot, but eventually I'll do something with it. I don't see it being a sale because it's damaged goods, and well, let's just face it, I don't think anybody's gonna want a broken Kiss Peter Criss doll. I wouldn't. But guys, definitely give this a shot, and if you are into Kiss, please go and buy these for yourself. They have all kinds of other Kiss memorabilia. I have Kiss memorabilia actually that I just picked up for free from a friend. I'm waiting to get the other two so I can complete the set. That is the Kiss Funko Pops. You know, the little vinyl figures with the small circular eyes and very little detail, but they are awesome because they may have little face detail in them, but everywhere else they show as much detail as they possibly can, and it's somewhat simplified and just freaking adorable. But if you're into Kiss, pick you up these Ultra action figures that Todd McFarlane put out, and rock and roll, man. I appreciate you guys. I give these definitely an 8 out of 10 because of the fact that I don't know if they would fall apart if I took them out of the box like Peter Criss did before. So I would want to keep them in this box. I don't know the full durability of them. There is some awkward pieces, and I don't know the full range of motion. So I would definitely, aesthetic wise, I would give them an 8 out of 10. Durability, I would have to give it maybe a 5 because given the age that they are, I don't know if they are really that good of quality for you to take out of the box and play with. These are strictly collectibles, and for what you're going to be spending for them, if people are selling them for as much as I'm thinking they're going to, you definitely don't want your kids playing with these. You want to put these up on the wall, up on the shelf somewhere, and put it behind glass, whatever it is for display purposes and shine a light on them, and just relive the good times back when you first saw Kiss in concert with the pyro, the fake blood, the just everything, the ambiance, everything, the screaming. The one time that you went and saw Kiss and you could not talk the next day because you were screaming every ounce of energy and breath you had out of your lungs, because these guys were freaking kings, and they still are around to this day. They keep on playing these farewell tours, but we all know that it's a big ongoing thing with them, and they do not have Ace Frehley, and they do not have Peter Criss currently at the moment. They actually have Tommy Thayer and another man in place of Peter Criss. I'm sorry, I forget his name though. I know I'm sitting here doing a toy review on a band that I like, and I don't even know the full information about him. But hey, we're not all perfect. So thank you guys for enjoying the very first toy review of Kiss. I hope you guys have a great time. Rock and roll all night, party every day, and keep on strutting. I'll see you later. Bye.